Eggs are packed full of nutrients. Credit, Keiko Iwabuchi. Moment RF. The egg has something of a checkered past. In the 1950s and 1960s, they were heralded as the best way to start your day with the famous "go to work on an egg" advertising slogans. By the 70s, received wisdom had almost flipped on its head. Eggs were the bad boys of nutrition, carrying a dangerously high level of cholesterol, which had been linked to an increased risk of heart disease. Limit your intake to 3 a week, was the thinking, and never have 2 at once. So you'd be forgiven for thinking twice before cracking open your egg in the morning. However, despite those decades of negative PR, the macro history of eggs is very positive. They've long been seen as a reliable, nutritious, cheap and tasty form of nourishment. In many cultures and religions, eggs are a symbol of life and rebirth, and who can deny their replenishing properties on a particularly heavy hangover? This century, as our understanding of nutrition improves, eggs are firmly back on the menu. No longer a culinary outcast, eggs, particularly poached, scrambled or baked, are a brunch staple, and have become one of the most Instagrammed foods around. Nutritionists and dietitians have always known that eggs are a very nutritious food, for lots of reasons. Fiona Hunter. Indeed, a new study has revealed that eating an egg a day may reduce the risk of strokes and heart disease. Researchers from Peking University Health Science Center in China observed the egg-eating habits of 416,213 participants. Those who reported daily consumption of eggs at the beginning of the 9-year study were found to be at lower risk of the diseases than those who never or rarely ate eggs. So eggs actually lower your risk of heart disease? It's time we unscramble this confusing story. For years, eggs were to be avoided because they were high in cholesterol. A large egg contains roughly 185 milligrams of cholesterol, and the American Heart Association used to recommend a maximum of 300 milligrams of cholesterol per day, so 2 eggs would see you over the limit. As cholesterol was linked to heart disease, it was logical that eating too much would be dangerous. Warnings were issued, and egg phobia was disseminated. Cholesterol is a substance found naturally in the body and produced by the liver. It plays a crucial role in how our cells work, and is required to make vitamin D, hormones and bile. Too much cholesterol in your blood can accumulate on artery walls, which increases risk of heart attacks and strokes. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse. Credit, Danny Lawson, PA. But here's the thing, the cholesterol in food has very little effect on the cholesterol in your blood. It's much more to do with the saturated fat in food, says nutritionist Fiona Hunter, a fact supported by the NHS. A boiled egg has about 3.3 grams of saturated fat per 100 grams. For butter, the figure is 51 grams per 100 grams. Saturated fat, found in meat and dairy products as well as foods containing coconut or palm oil, will up the levels of cholesterol in the blood. Unsaturated fats, oily fish, nuts, seeds, avocados, vegetable oils, can actually lower cholesterol levels. To understand how this works, you have to know that there are 2 types of cholesterol: high-density lipoprotein, HDL, and low-density lipoprotein, LDL, otherwise known as bad and good cholesterol. HDL is considered good as it transports excess cholesterol to the liver, where it can then be expelled by the body, rather than stick to your arteries. LDL ushers the cholesterol to your arteries, which can build up, causing potential blood clots, and by extension lead to heart attacks or strokes. How do eggs affect LDL and HDL cholesterol levels? A study from the University of Connecticut found that those eating 3 eggs a day for a month registered no change in ratio between the 2 types of cholesterol, implying no difference in risk to heart health. later investigation at the same institution, in 2012, discovered that LDL cholesterol did not rise in middle-aged people who had eaten 3 eggs per day, though levels of good cholesterol were boosted. Poached egg on avocado has introduced a whole new generation to the joy of eating eggs. Credit Paul Cooper. The recent findings are the latest in a line of research suggesting the health risks of eggs have been overplayed in the past. In 2013, an investigation published in the British Medical Journal claimed that an egg a day, if not keeping the doctor away, would not negatively impact heart health, or does it keep the doctor away? Nutritionists and dietitians have always known that eggs are a very nutritious food, for lots of reasons, explains Hunter. They are a very good source of several vitamins and minerals, some of which, like iodine and vitamin D, are difficult to find in other foods. They're a real powerhouse of nutrients and protein. A medium egg contains, among other nutrients, 63% of recommended intake of vitamin D, useful in a country where most people are deficient. 36% daily requirements of vitamin B2, vital for growth and bodily repair. 108% required daily vitamin B12, essential for the body's nervous system and blood cells, as well as producing DNA. 39% daily requirements of biotin, for metabolism, nerve, and digestive and cardiovascular functions. 71% of necessary daily choline, important for liver function and brain development. Our pick of the best breakfast egg recipes. They've also got iodine and selenium, says Hunter. One medium-sized egg would provide 42% of your recommended daily amount of selenium and 34% recommended iodine. Both are minerals that are short in the UK diet. Iodine in particular. Iodine is especially important for pregnant women, as it's linked with your baby's IQ. As people turn away from milk, our iodine levels are dropping, so eggs are a good way to get it into the diet. They're also incredibly convenient, quick and versatile. I'm a big fan of eggs, and would probably eat them for lunch 2 or 3 times a week. The smashed avocado on toast with a poached egg on top has introduced a whole new generation to the joy of eating eggs. And they're an excellent source of protein for vegetarians, too. Should we be limiting our egg intake, then? I haven't seen any recent research suggesting we should, Hunter continues. Having said that, we need to eat a variety of foods. I don't think there's any harm in having eggs every day, but the only caveat is your diet would not be hugely varied, and, of course, the way we eat them can have a big impact on how healthy or unhealthy they are. A fried egg with lots of salt is evidently not as wholesome as a boiled egg. A fried egg should be a treat, and fried with a small amount of vegetable oil, Hunter explains. The healthiest way is scrambling, poaching, boiling, or baked in a shakshuka, which is one of my favorite ways. A boiled egg is a very good snack that isn't too calorific but still very filling. In the know, The Good Egg Guide.